Hey everyone, this is Jason with Travel Simplicity. I have the distinct pleasure and privilege of inviting some clients of mine who you may even know um, onto a video call. And this is Susan and her husband Pat, and they actually have a local company you may be very well aware of. I'll let her briefly introduce herself, but I had designed a trip for them, and I just wanted to take a couple minutes to talk with them, have them share some pictures and some stories, and then just hear how it went. So, welcome.
Hi there. Hi there. I'm Susan. This is my husband, Pat.
Oh,
And
you
I
too.
met Jason because I have a company called That's It Wedding Concepts, which does wedding planning and production. And he reached out to me. And so then we've kept a relationship going, and we're now happy customers of Travel Simplicity.
Well, I appreciate that. I know the first time we met, we talked about how similar what we do is and how we love treating our clients the same way. And you're the other half of our coin, right? I mean, what we do for travel, you do for events, for weddings. And I know that the brides and grooms who work with you absolutely love it. So that's a wonderful thing and a testament to how well you do it. So I'm
Well,
glad
back at you.
have you
Thank
part of
you.
the family. You're welcome. So you shared some pictures. I didn't look at them. I believe it or
Well,
not,
you better, because you're the one that has them.
I opened them up. I'm going to share it, and then I want to hear some of these stories. I'm looking forward to it.
We've got them.
So here we go. Let's let's see where. Oh, there they are. All right.
There we are. That was on our way home, yeah?
Yeah.
And we were in search of the perfect crab legs on the way home. And
What was
that's,
this?
well, I don't know.
You don't remember? That's all right.
No, it was just on the way back. It was on the right side of the road on the way back from St. Michael's.
Oh, that's right. So you guys went to St. Michael's,
We
which for
did.
people that don't know, where is that?
That is on the eastern shore of Maryland, across from on the eastern shore, but it's
Was it across the inlet from where?
yeah, you go across the bridge, and it's about 30 minutes from there down to St. Michael's.
Right across from
It
Annapolis.
sits on
Right?
Chesapeake Bay.
Yeah. A lot of people are familiar with Annapolis. They go down the coast and they miss the entire other shore.
This is the
So you
way
guys-
across on the other side, and a bit south of there.
So when we planned this with you, we had zero idea that the Inn at Perry Cabin, which is where we headquartered and stayed, which was phenomenal, which is owned by the company that manages and owns the Orient Express. Hello, Venice Simplon. But anywho, it was where they filmed The Wedding Crashers. The movie, Wedding Crashers. Yeah.
You know, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
The scenes that are in the wedding, they were right there.
Yeah. On the big
And-
lawn.
And where they play football in the backyard, that's about 2 miles away.
I'm gonna have to watch that movie again.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was kind of fun. And when we checked in,
This is the fine dining room.
yeah, this was our anniversary. Yeah, this was their anniversary dinner.
That's a special
That
time.
is where the wedding crasher was shot.
Yeah.
Part of it.
Oh, it was right here. Okay.
Yeah, that was, so it was a very late dinner, and they accommodated us because we took a cruise, a sailboat ride,
Oh,
and it
yeah.
didn't
I
get
did
back
see
till a
that
wee
one.
bit
We'll
later.
get
We had a
to
very enthusiastic captain, and there we are.
Here we are on the
Yeah. And so he
Okay.
he gave us a deluxe tour, I guess, because we were late coming in.
and we were the only 2 people on the boat.
Yep. And I think if
That
you
was
see it,
intentional.
well, so they had all that wine for just us, which is kind of fun.
It's such a beautiful boat too. What a nice, I bet that was a nice evening.
It
yeah.
was. It was
Great.
kind of sort of perfect. There's another picture of us that I sent you.
Is it this
Well,
one
that one,
or that one?
that's
This is back at
there.
the,
Well,
this is,
okay. Yeah, back that one.
That one?
That's when we checked in. And that's at the tavern they have there, the little bar there. And so we went to the room, and there was a little patio kind of thing off of our room that we were sitting outside. And it became extremely clear to me very quickly they were getting ready to have a wedding. So I just perched right there and watched the whole doggone thing. So I mean, how could it have been more perfect? But yeah, we found that the service there was just amazing. They kind of anticipated our needs. It's almost like.
I see a lot of food and drink in these pictures.
The
Absolutely.
reason to go.
Now that was the best crab, and that was in St. Michael's.
Yes, that's right in St. Michael's.
Yeah.
St. Michael's is a series of inlets, if you will, where they're all boats and things, but then of course on every single one of them there are restaurants.
Yeah.
Most of them open air like this one, and you can see the very
Yeah, we're already
the
drinking
the
there.
upscale roll of paper towels. You know.
But man, was the crab
Right,
good.
crab was delicious.
Yeah, it was wonderful. It was wonderful. We went shopping in town a little bit. They've got a lot of antique stores and art boutiques and things and restaurants downtown. And what else did we do? Oh, we went to the spa.
Well, that's important.
Oh, yes, it was. And
Especially
so-
when someone works as hard as you two do, it's important to have someone pamper you a bit. And I know that that's part of what you wanted. So,
well, it definitely was. And I had my set of treatments, which were a couple hours worth, and Pat had his, which were a couple hours worth. And so I got out a little bit after he did, and I saw him in his robe on a chaise lounge reading the paper. And I think that may have been the most relaxed I've ever seen this man. So,
it's about time to do something like that again, I think.
oh, we're ready. We've been doing research with
Oh,
all
good.
the posts that you've been putting online.
Good.
So yeah, it's more than definitely time to do something like this.
So we've known each other for quite a few years. We were just talking about the first time we met in this little table that Susan and I sat across and tried to figure out what the heck the other person did, and realized that we were we had a lot in common.
Absolutely.
And this is the first time we actually worked together. What was it? Be honest, but as a Travel Simplicity client now, what was it that stood out? I mean, what is it that you would say was worth it?
You took for me, I'll speak first. I don't have a hard time doing that. You took the responsibility of that planning, and I didn't have to do it. It was like you were taking care of us.
Which is a
I'm
little
very-
bit difficult, though, I would think, when that's what you do for a living for other
It's-
people. Was that hard?
Absolutely. It absolutely. But because I'd known you for so long and saw what you did and how you grew your company, I trusted you. And I can't say that too terribly often. So, yeah.
I've been to St. Michael's before, but 20 or
Well-
25 years ago. So, and because of where the Inn at Perry Cabin is located, there's a whole section of St. Michael's that was brand new to me. I had never been down that far. It's on the opposite end of where you come in off the highway. So it's
So even though you had been there, it was still a new experience for you.
yeah, and I didn't remember most of it to begin with because it was so long ago.
Right. Well, and all the drinking.
I used to work for a company that had a plant in Cambridge, Maryland, which is right next to there. There's Easton, Cambridge, and
Okay.
St. Michael's.
Well, that's a very different, traveling for business and traveling for pleasure is very different too. I found that when I used to travel with when I was in a different line of work, and I would go to places, it's very different than if you're going there to relax and hang out, especially when it's your anniversary.
Well, our anniversary is actually in February. So, and this was June. And unless you go way down south, you don't go to any beaches in February.
Right.
So this was a lovely way to do it just a few months later, but I mean, heck, you celebrate whenever. But, you know, another thing about Travel Simplicity is you forged relationships with just countless vendors in your industry that I know we get treated extremely well with a lot of deference and kind of like VIPs. And who doesn't like to be a VIP? So we like that.
Yeah. Well, and I know even had, you know, there was, the view from your room wasn't what we were hoping for, but we were able to make it
Initially.
work and even end up giving your daughter, right? Your daughter and son-in-law?
Yeah, daughter and son-in-law were able then. The fact of the matter is, I just think that there was a little bit of communication issue within their own organization. And we ended up in a room that wasn't what we'd hoped for, but they did fix it to a certain extent and it became a non-issue. But then they went above and beyond because you went above and beyond. And we ended up having time that we could plug in kind of a complimentary part of a trip, and we gifted that to our son-in-law and daughter for their anniversary the following year.
And that's right. I mean, it's all about relationships. I mean, so much of life and so much of business is that. And so that was wonderful to do that. And so good that you guys could get away for a weekend. I know that it's a struggle many times for many of my clients, for many people, to actually take the time for a break and time for themselves. So I appreciate it. Thank you. Speaking of that, thank you for taking a couple minutes to share with us. I really love seeing the pictures, and you two look so happy together. I'm glad to do that.
And even after all of this togetherness, we're still hanging in there.
That's so good. I'm glad to know that. Well, thank you again. It was great talking with you, and here's to the future.
Absolutely. We'll be in touch soon.
A pleasure. Thanks.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.